Thanks to David. He's going to play a little Just As I Am while I talk. Now I want to, I'm okay, this is easier to get forgiveness than to get permission, right? I did not tell Donna. It says male new artist. And my interpretation means that an artist, I don't have to sing a song. I just do something artsy, right? How's that sound? All right, Donna, please. Whatever you want to do. Okay. I want to start with a meaningful joke and end with a meaningful joke. So, here you are. This is my chicken joke from, I think I told you all this, but people forget. Huh? Cluck, cluck? No. Okay, the first part is standard answer, all right? Why did the chicken cross the road? Get to the other side. Very good. Hey, y'all are with it. Now, why did the computer cross the road? Oh, get a Big Mac? No, because it was programmed by a chicken. Okay, so I used, okay. Now they get it, all right. I use that when I go out to the prison outside of Amarillo and teach a class or speak at a Kairos weekend, telling the guys, look, we have all been programmed, all of us, from when we were little and we did not know, we didn't have knowledge, understanding, discernment of what part of the program we were being given to not accept, to reject, to delete. We didn't know. And so we've all been programmed and said, guys, at this point in your life, you're either in my class or at a Kairos weekend. You have the opportunity excuse me, to evaluate your programming. This is your chance. We're going to talk about good programs here, kind of like one at a time. We do about 8 talks of different subjects, and this is your chance. Evaluate the programming that you've got. Okay, so for all the guys, one more, okay? For all the guys here whose names are Bob, I'm going to give the rest of you a good little thing. I take medicine that dries out my throat. A good thing to help you remember Bob's names, all right? They say get a good image, and that will help you to remember something. Okay, here it is. It's a nautical term, all right? Make like a buoy and bob. See, now you'll never forget that. So you'll know all these guys whose names are Bob, just imagine them as doing, this all the time. And going ding, ding. Okay. Well, that's the beginning now. Okay. The father in a family defines. Who got it? Yeah, go ahead. That's my backup. Okay. A father defines the identity of God in a family. The father is loving and kind and forgiving. You really get the impression, man, that's how God is. And if a father's not, well, then you get the impression not. Many of the men who came back from World War II with the difficult experiences sort of kicked all perceptions of God and God's love out of their life. And so they became a little on the cold side, let's say. And they became very regimented. My father, I have many memories of my father beating me with his belt and me crying out, I won't do it anymore, and trying to keep from getting hit. But he was much stronger than I. There was really no defense. I remember now what I was going to say. Donna said, now you've got to get up here and say something so they'll get to know you. Now, if I sing a song that really doesn't say much about who I am, I thought, well, I can tell a little bit about who I am, and perhaps those of you maybe relate to the things that I went through. Besides just a father. When I was in high school, I think it was 9th grade. We moved around. Dad was military, so we moved all the time. Every 1.5 to 2 years. So there was no home. I didn't know home. Those of you that have lived in the same place 30 years, 40 years, count your blessings, because those who don't know home, there's a lot of other stuff that comes, a lot of baggage comes along with that. At church, we went to church Wednesday night the first time at the church in Lubbock, Roswell, Mexico, where I went to high school. Went in, okay, there's a row of chairs, just like here in the little classroom, little Samsonite chairs. So I sat down, and the guy who's the teacher starts and says, anybody here new? Would you like to introduce yourself? And this very insecure little guy stands up, and I don't remember what I said. I didn't think it was, out of proportion. Or the guy behind me, and I know his name. I dare not say his name. I want to find him someday. He pulled the chair. Well, I was oblivious to this. Pulled the chair away from me. So when I go to sit back down, there's nobody home. And I end up on the floor to the laughter of my peers, shall we say. Now, he really took his life in his hands, because he had no idea what I was going to do. What I knew how to do, I didn't. He was okay, because I didn't. So I just kind of got up and didn't say anything, and he sort of pushed the chair back, and that was a great, that set a lot of self-esteem in my life. Now here, one more thing I want to tell about that sets your life. There was the first gal I ever fell in love with in first year college out in California. Her name was Vicki Giles. And she led me on, and of course I was a newbie at this, totally never done such a thing. Oh, I just thought her attention was just so meaningful to me. And then I think for about 2 weeks, we went to church together, and we'd sit side by side, and I actually held her hand, and you can hold the girl's hand so that her hand's against your leg, and my hand was against her leg. Boy, that was exciting. I'd never done anything like that before. I thought, whoa, if this keeps up, I'm in trouble. So after about 2 weeks, and she was very experienced at dating, let's put it that way. 1 year older than I think it was first year of college. We were leaving church one night, I think it was a Sunday night, and she stopped me there in the doorway, which was not very wide. It was no wider than the pink strips here. And I'm standing here, and she's standing over here. And she said, we're not going to date anymore. That's the end of that. And so I stood here with my little heart stopped, breathing. I couldn't breathe for probably 5 seconds. Just looking up at her was like, my life has come to an end. That's the end of the world. And at that point in time, it was. It was the end of my trust, okay? And that lasted even into being married. I got to back up one step. The thing that starts what's called Asbergers syndrome, which means you're a functional autistic person, means that you can cope in the world, and I can see what to do by learning things, how to relate, how to say hello, shake hands, all that. But emotionally, you have no idea what's going on. And I didn't. And things like what he did, pulling the chair from under me, and what she did, it just confirms in your life how deadly emotions are. And they were deadly before, except you didn't have any, and so you always didn't know what was going on. Then suddenly, these 2 times, in front of your peers, trying to get approval, and bang, it's gone. These are the people that you sing to when you sing to street people. These are the people you sing to and that you talk to on the street. They're people that have Asperger's. We don't get it. We don't know how to emotionally survive. We don't know how to emotionally participate. But we are those who give you the opportunity to learn what real love means. Because we don't understand it. We don't know how to give it, but we sure do need it. It's your opportunity to grow in loving those who are broken. A few years ago, one last thing. Johnny Erickson taught us said this one time. She said back in the 80s, they developed this test that you can find out from the amniotic fluid if a baby has Down syndrome. And so the word was, if that's the case, just abort. And she was saying, yeah, people are doing that, but look at it this way. This is not Germany, and we're not under Nazism. That's what Hitler wanted to do, get rid of whatever was unusable. She said, we need those people so we can learn how to love. Learn to love. The people on the street, they're the ones who give us that opportunity. Learn to love. There's a sense in which God loves even those who don't look like Him. And we kind of have it in our minds. We're here worshiping Him, so we smell like God, we look like God, we talk like God. All those things, we must be just right on. They know. I spend many hours knowing sometimes. I'm not. I don't smell like God. I don't look like God. I don't sound like God. And not only that, I don't look like you. I don't sound like you. I don't smell like you. I don't think like you. I can't feel like you. And the people who need your love the most and understanding, that's life for them. And so love truly does mean a lot. Even if I don't understand, and even if I'm so scared to trust it, it's real, but I don't know it's real. Oh yeah, okay. The last thing. Went by a Church's Fried Chicken in Amarillo, and they had a sign up that says now serving livers and gizzards. I thought, it sounds like a law firm. And I was a passenger, so the driver's my ex-wife, so we get along, sort of. So she says, no, that's if it was livers and gizzards, then it would be a law firm. Stay off the pink. My message would be that your hearts would be aware of the brokennesses of those that you've been called to love. There's no coincidences. We're all in each other's lives on purpose, on God's purpose. The unfits, the unlovables, they're the ones God made you for. God has made us for. That's our job, to love them. And that's why I had David play Just As I Am. They will come to you just as they are, and they wonder, will you accept me just as I am? I don't want to be dominated by a church doctrine, a discipline. I want to be free. We say free. Freedom is different things. I can't go inside your church building. I just can't stand that. But I like the way you listened when I talk about the pain in my heart. You don't have an agenda. You're not trying to get me into something that you love, that you're comfortable with, but I'm not. Will you let me be as I am? Even when you say God loves me too much to leave me as I am, will you let me? Will you let God handle that? forgiveness, that's all.
Thank you, Bobby. Bobby Lee.
Am I going to be using that?